My name's Elizabeth Higgins. My husband and I have been going to Gateway on and off again for 10 years. We went with Habitat for Humanity to Savannah. We got there and it was a construction site, and we were tasked with putting the plywood on the exterior walls. After lunch, we were tasked with putting the roof trusses onto the building, and it took us, every single one of us, to lift the trusses on top. There were probably 8 of them. We were often chanting, "We get to do this. We get to do this," to help us have the strength to do it. I don't think anybody that signed up with our team did construction for a trade. I work in accounting and accounts payable. I got to do that with a group of people, and it just is amazing that I could do something like that.
My name is Myrtle Weinreich, and I've been coming to Gateway for 4 years. I volunteer on the host team. I volunteer with the prayer team. I had the opportunity to lead last year, and then going back this year, I had the chance to lead in both of the teams. We had a construction team, and we also had a relief team. We were basically working in the boys' home with the boys and that kind of thing. And so one night we separated, and the guys went with the boys and spent some time with them, and we went over to the girls' home, and we had a chance to be with the older girls. We got to share with them. We did most of the talking, but they began to open up after that. It was kind of like a breakthrough in the relationship with those girls, and we were just real privileged to think that we were able to do that. And then I got to stay over. That was a neat time because I got to stay over, and I kind of interacted just with the kids and just had fun, from just work, and sweat, to being there and just taking care of the kids.
My name is PJ Adams, and I've been going to Gateway for about 10 years. At Gateway, I'm in charge of the lights on the production team, and my wife and I lead a small group. So the past couple of years, my wife and I have been to Honduras with Mission on the Move, and this year the missionaries in Mexico asked that we come down there before they retire. We have a large family. We have 4 children, and the logistics in both of us going on the trip can seem tricky. So we had to coordinate who was going to watch our children. So 13 years ago, my wife and I were dating in college and actually went to the same place in Mexico. And going back years later, they are now in college and creating a career for themselves. It was neat to kind of reminisce a little bit with them and what we did years ago. So when we were doing some demolition in a bathroom, we had to haul all the rubble out in a wheelbarrow. And down there, you take all the messed up concrete that you're chipping out and put it into the street to fill the potholes. So I had about 5 or 6 kids that would go with me, and then on the way back from the pothole filling, I would load the wheelbarrow up with a child or 2, and we would race down the road.
My name is Preston George, and I've been coming to Gateway for a little over 3 years now. Currently, I'm one of the worship leaders on Sunday mornings, but also volunteer my time on Wednesdays with the students. This past spring, I was actually able to go on a missions trip to Tapachula, Mexico. I heard that there was a need for people with some, handiwork type talents, and I figured, what better way to serve. So I went ahead and set aside a week of vacation and actually took my personal time to go down there and help these kids. But also, financially, I knew it was going to be a little bit of a burden. So with the help of my family and friends, they were able to rally around me, support both spiritually but also financially. We did a lot of painting, and we did some electrical work. We also painted some benches and tables, and went and filled a couple trucks full of dirt to put out in the yard, and also put in the flower boxes there inside the homes. One night, I want to say it was the second or third night we were there, we actually got to sit down with all the girls and the boys in the children's home and actually worship together. They knew the same songs we did, but they didn't speak any English, and most of us couldn't speak Spanish. So what was really neat is we sang the same song in 2 different languages at the same time, and that's something I'll probably never forget.
My name is Andrea Elam, and I've been coming to Gateway for about 3 years now. I was on the relief team, and I worked with kids that were, I guess you can say they were in foster care. I've never given anyone my testimony. I've never talked about my family dynamics or history of abuse, and the reason why I chose my career. I'm actually a licensed therapist for the state of Georgia. So during our trip, I had the opportunity to share with these kids that I too came from a broken home. The kids were like, wow, and you turned out like this? Like, you want to be here with us? Yeah, and this is the reason why. That was an awesome experience that it took my breath away. One of the reasons why I did it, not just to experience Christ on another level, was to inspire my son. I want to inspire him to not only love Christ, but to love God's people as well.